Welcome to Terror on the Tube, where we watch and discuss horror and suspense made for TV movies from the 70s, 80s, and on occasion the 1990s. I am Gilman Joel, and my co-hosts are Pumpkinhead Peter.
Hey.
And the horror unicorn, aka Allyson.
Hello.
And someone who needs no introduction, but it did occur to me, Catherine, that we probably should give you you need a horror moniker as well. You need
I know, right?
I don't know if I want to call you creepy Catherine doesn't work. That doesn't seem right because you're not creepy.
Creepy Mary Stewart.
Oh yeah, creepy Mary Stewart. Actually, yeah, okay. Creepy Mary Stewart.
There you go.
I'll come up with one for next time.
Okay, yeah. You guys go on with
Joel. So Joel.
Yes.
Why does it say only Joel then on yours?
I'll fix it because I knew Peter would be mad at me.
You forgot. No, I'm not mad. It's too late.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's never too late, my friends. Boom. See, never too late.
There he is.
The
Gilman's back.
Yes. And by the way, the Gilman moniker, for those that don't know and probably don't care, it's because I live in Florida in a swamp. So that's what I got named for another horror podcast. I was out there like, you're the Gilman. You live in a swamp. Like, all right, fair enough. All right. So we are here to talk The Stranger Within from 1974. Peter, you were close to retirement by 1974, correct? Am I correct?
See, we have a guest, so I'm going to be nice.
You graduated college. You had graduated.
I'll use a line from a movie I've seen more than 30 times.
Okay.
Does the letters FU mean anything to you?
Yes, fun and understanding. That's what this stands for. Peter, do you have a synopsis?
Well, the one on IMDb, which is only 2 sentences long. An expectant mother. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Original air date. It aired on Tuesday, October 1st in 1974 on ABC.
Okay.
And it's an expectant mother begins acting strangely and doesn't know why.
That's an understatement.
Gradually, she starts to realize that her bizarre behavior is being controlled by her unborn baby.
Okay, well, wow. Spoiler alert in the synopsis.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, you could probably figure it out in the first 15 minutes, but still.
More.
I will say, without giving anything away, because of course, anybody's listening, we will spoil this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. That's the only place I could find it. Anybody else?
Well, it's on other questionable sites.
Oh, like ARG, we be selling the 7 Seas kind of sites? Yeah,
no. There's another site.
YouTube is legit, at least, and you won't get a bunch of viruses on your PC.
Wow.
It didn't have ads or anything. I did see originally a listing for the Roku channel and then could not get the Roku channel to find it and search. So it's I found it on my phone, but not on my TV.
Some of these have shown up on Amazon Prime. And I always realized it after I watched a very bad version on YouTube. But I checked this time beforehand, and there wasn't one. Although I will say, the one on YouTube was shockingly decent quality.
Yes.
It was good, actually.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, yeah, and you saw how I watched it.
How did you watch it? I don't remember. Refresh my memory.
On the big screen.
That's right. You did. You projected.
That's right.
Yes. Very important that you did that.
Oh my God! That's the letters FU mean.
I kid. No,
He's all over you today.
I know, really.
As per usual.
That's because I love him and he knows it. So this particular movie. Okay, let me just go around the horn here. Catherine, had you seen this movie before you even heard of it? I mean, the title's kind of generic, but
that would be a no.
Okay.
I've never seen it. No.
Okay. All right. I'm on the same page with you. I never heard of it. Even though this is a very generic title in hindsight, because like to Allison's point, there's a lot of movies with this title. I never even heard of it. So, Allison, what about you?
No, I'd never seen. I mean, probably heard of this, but who knows? But I've never seen it before. And I was really excited because I'm keeping a list on Letterboxd of all the made-for-TV horror movies that I've made, and this is 92. So maybe this year I'll hit 100. I don't know.
Oh, maybe, perhaps.
Might get there.
Yeah. Peter.
Well, I've heard the title, but if it was this movie. See, I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Because again, it's kind of a generic title. It's like when a movie's called Fear or it's like, yes, we've never heard that one before. Yeah, so the only thing that surprised me is that I had never heard of it because of who it was written by and whose short story was based on. He's pretty much my favorite author. So, which I was a pleasant surprise that it's a Richard Matheson joint, as it were.
He's written one or two good things.
Yes, which I don't know if you've, Catherine, did you? I remember we mentioned to you Doyle. Did you ever get a chance to check out Doyle?
Oh,
that's Spielberg's first movie he ever directed.
Yes. Well, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I really, really loved. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Great.
All right. Well, we hopefully at some point we'll be covering that one, Peter. But
It's on the
I
list.
still haven't watched it. I was waiting until it.
You've never
I
seen it
figured
at
we were
all?
Yeah, no. I figured we were going to cover it here, so I just
Oh wow!
haven't.
I watched
You know
this
what's
as a
funny? I'm
kid.
sure you've told me that, and I had the same reaction every single time. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I
always
watched
forget
this
you.
as a younger.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
Younger
I used
version
to
of
own
myself.
Doyle on Laserdisc. I love that movie.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but but yes, Matheson wrote Duel, I Am Legend, one of my
Incredible
favorite.
Shrinking Man.
Incredible Shrinking Man. But did you ever see? Yes, and am I brain farting? Christopher Reeve, Jane Summertime. Thank you. Ever seen Somewhere in Time with Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve?
Yes.
Oh, I
I
love that movie so
that movie.
much.
We covered it, Joel, and we
I know years ago.
basically
I loved
gushed
it.
all over it.
Oh, dude, I saw that when I was like a kid, and I loved it from the jump. I love it. And then, yeah, I think the book it's called Bid Time Return. That
There's something big return. Yeah.
Yeah, Bid Time Return. And then he also did What Dreams May Come, the one that they made a movie with Robin Williams. Back in the later 90s, I think it was, where he has to he basically, I think his wife passes away, and then he has to go die himself to go find her. And there's a whole fantasy type of thing.
I Am Legend, Hell House.
Yeah, Hell House. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
some, and by the way, some of the greatest, most iconic episodes of Twilight Zone, OG Twilight Zone. He did the Nightmare at 20,000 Feet with William Shatner, the plane one with the gremlin.
Yes.
He wrote that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. He also, if you ever saw, we're also big fans of the Dan Curtis 1970s horror here. Did you ever see Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black? It's 3 different stories, and there's the most famous one is the Zuni fetish doll at the end, where she's trapped in the apartment, and it's this little killer doll.
Oh my god!
It's so freaking good.
Spoiler.
It's so good. Yeah,
I'd love to see
It's on the list.
Black.
It's a TV movie.
it's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's so
It's
good.
on the list.
But Matheson, in my opinion, because and I Am Legend is what Romero based Night of the Living Dead on. I feel and Matheson was a huge influence on Stephen King. To me, just Matheson is just next level awesome.
So it kind of wouldn't surprise anyone that the I Am Legend, I have all 3 versions, the movie and the book too.
Oh yeah, Mega Man, Last Man on Earth. Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, and Mega Man with Charles Dance.
Yeah.
And then the Will Smith one, which isn't horrible, but I like the other.
I never saw the Will Smith one. I've seen the other 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of okay. It takes a couple of I don't know.
Yeah.
The CG is kind of
I think
the story's okay.
My dad loved the Omega Man. I do love the Richard, the Vincent Price one.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that's
it's really good.
All right,
the novel
so
is really, really
now
good.
that we're done talking about all the other Richard
Oh,
Matheson
yeah.
let's talk about
This is an educational experience for me. I love this so much. I'm going to be like, oh my god!
I got to watch all these. Yes, yeah. I will say it's even a movie. Okay, so without giving anything away, how anybody actually felt about this movie, I will say one thing you got to give the movie. This I think is definitely a Matheson touch. Is what it all turns out to be. Was unexpected because I assumed it was something more of the Rosemary's Baby variety. I thought it was totally going that route.
Definitely had that vibe for sure.
So it was kind of a cool twist. That's what he was very good at. I think is taking something that was kind of predictable and then doing a little tweak. And I will say this: it is a slow burn, which is probably an understatement.
It is.
But it was well shot. It almost felt at times like a play. It really it could have easily been a play.
There's 5 actors in it.
Yeah, very few actors, very few major locations. Did they ever say where? I assumed it was shot in California, but I don't. Did they say that was where it was supposed to be taking place? I never caught that.
It was Burbank. They shot it in Burbank.
Okay,
in Burbank Studios, and then they do have all the locations on IMDb.
Oh, they did. Okay, yeah. And if I had done my homework like you, Catherine, which
I literally looked at it 5 minutes.
Okay, because see, that's the thing. I don't even have that excuse. I'm so horrible about checking all that before we got. I was like, let's go. So I will say this. Yeah, I feel like I've seen so many TV shows from that era and movies. Just a lot of the actual location, the more mountainous locations looked very familiar. It was all that's been used a lot in a lot of stuff.
They use that a lot. Those locations, for sure. There were shooting ranches out there that everybody went to, and they just have a slightly different angle.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
Turn it a little bit to the left.
Yeah, exactly. You don't go 3 inches to the right.
Or
yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah. So let's go. Okay, we'll start with you, Catherine. Okay. What is your initial thoughts and feelings about The Stranger Within?
Columbo. I mean, everything about it was sort of Columbo-esque. I mean, the music, the shots. I love it when there's like that reaction shot.
Yes.
It's so 70s again. But there were did you notice there were a lot of clocks?
Yes.
I
feel like that was meant to be a theme. I feel like that was meant to be some kind of motif because it was in it so much. It can't be just a coincidence.
There were just so many clocks, and also an enormous amount of clutter, including the clocks, by the way. This place had like 12 clocks in it. And then so it was like so in retrospect, I grew up in the 70s. Mm-hmm. In retrospect, 70s weren't the greatest time for fashion or decor.
What?
Let's say.
What?
Okay.
Avocado green, and mustard yellow, and everything was
my
so
pillow
busy.
Back here.
Yeah. What I love is that Allyson is sort of she's our Zennial, right? Because she's right on like the cusp of Gen X and Millennial. So
there you go.
But it's so funny because
it's not coming back. It's
this is very much an Allyson thing. Like Allyson, you dig that era. Like I'm not speaking out of school.
I do
very much.
I will not disclose how many clocks we have in our house or how many of them are shaped like things that they are not. Like there's a rolling pin clock in my kitchen and an owl clock in my art studio. The whole family of owls. They're from the 70s.
I don't know if you can see this on my feed. This is one of my good friends who passed away. Now this is one of his walls.
Are those all clocks?
Yes, they are.
Oh, for those just listening to the episode,
go to
Mom and Pop Video Shop on YouTube to actually see what Peter's talking about.
This is one of the walls.
Wow. He liked clocks.
He really liked clocks. It's like Doc Brown in Back to the Future. Let's
see if we can.
I like quiet clocks.
Grandfather. Yeah. Well,
we have a cuckoo clock. It's not on right now because even though it's small and adorable, you can hear it throughout the whole house and there's no escape.
That's the third wall. And he had more. He loved clocks. And
was his name Doc Brown?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
He passed away a couple of years ago now. So, but he loved clocks, and all of them worked, which was fun when they all were striking at the same time.
Wow. But this is the one thing I related with Barbara Eden, and she's like, "These clocks are so loud." She said that at one point. I'm like, I know, right?
Yeah.
And then when you didn't see them, you heard them in the background. They're always there was the noise of the clock.
The hammer one was intense.
I feel like that was just meant both for suspense and to like create a sense of like
the time was kind of like it seemed like the time was longer, but it wasn't because of her pregnancy. She was farther along than she actually was. So I think it was kind of like the time messing.
I definitely think there was meant to be a motif there.
It was a cool thing.
That was just a weird coincidence.
No, there was definitely a purpose. I would have loved to hear that conversation behind that purpose, though. Or maybe it was in the book. Maybe it was.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. You know.
Yeah, the original short story, I think was it called Trapped? Am I wrong on that?
No,
I don't know if anybody again, had I done my freaking homework?
It might be, let's see.
I think it was. I think it was a short story that
Trespass.
It was called Trespass?
Based on his 1953 novel.
I had the first two letters right.
You did.
I thought it said trapped on the credits, but maybe I wasn't really paying attention.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, doesn't matter. But so Catherine, for you, the look and the feel and the vibe and the clutter.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so overwhelmingly 70s. Oh, I have to say, by the way, Lorimar, Lorimar Television produced this, and they did The Last Starfighter.
Oh, that's right.
They did.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's my my gang, you know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so much fun to see the actors. I really enjoyed watching the actors that were so big in the day, and obviously, you know, because these were I don't know if you could consider them A-list actors. They were at least television A-list actors on there. So there was something about this story that really attracted everybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was first sort of overwhelmed with the 70s part of it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the story itself was kind of interesting. It's really interesting to watch these stories that were created that many years ago and how sort of naive they seem in today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Allyson, what say you? Again, I'm always surprised when you've never even heard of one of these, because I always look at you as like the person who's seen way more than Peter and me.
I will remind you I think there's thousands of these.
Fair enough. And you have a life. Yes, exactly.
And I've seen maybe 10% of that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I guarantee that's more than most.
coming in on 10% this year, possibly. So because I don't mind spoilers, after we announced the title of what we're going to do, I looked up on Wikipedia and I got really excited because the short story that Richard Matheson wrote, people were kind of comparing it to later when the movie came out, Rosemary's Baby, but it was this whole idea of the alien pregnancy. He had the short story, and then John Wyndham kind of took it and ran with it when he wrote The Midwich Cuckoos, which I just finished reading recently. So I think my image is flipped, but I'm going to show you guys the ridiculous cover, which was why I bought this book in the first place, because it's like
that's awesome,
baby.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want
Village of the Dead.
I love fun paperback covers, and so if I'm in like a thrift store or a vintage bookstore, I always have to thumb through. And I originally bought this because I was just like, I think for $1.99 I need that cover. But then I was like, I like reading science fiction. I'll read it. I was blown away by how good it was. It's really deep. It really handles the subject matter with so much nuance and just discussion about ethics and morality and what species has the right to live over another. And it's what the basis for the Village of the Damned movies are, which I like and enjoy. Yeah. But this book is so much deeper than those films.
Yeah. Which that was, and again, because we are spoiling, and I'm sure we'll go into more detail, but that was what struck me as towards the end, at the end of the movie, basically, when it wasn't just her, like when it's revealed. Yeah. It's like, I literally, first thing I said out loud to my wife, I was like, oh, it's Village of the Damned. Like it totally had Village of the Damned vibes.
Like the early part of it.
So Trespass, the short story that Matheson wrote, was written before the Midwich Cuckoos was written?
Yeah, just before. And so when I first was kind of just glancing at the Wikipedia article, I thought, oh, this is based on the Midwich Cuckoos. And then I actually read the article and I was like, oh, wait, no, Richard Matheson. Totally. Yeah. So it said that the novelette Trespass came out in 1953, according to Wikipedia. And then the Midwich Cuckoos was written in 1957.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, for people out there, if you want to get poor buying these books by the cover, go read Paperbacks from Hell and have a notebook beside you. It's oh my God, I wanted every book in that book.
Yeah,
I don't think I have any of those books. I have so many horror paperbacks. It seems like
there was that era. Would you say the era is like 70s, 80s, and a little bit into the early 90s, where like these paperback covers, they're so crazy and torrid and just ridiculous and wonderful and absurd.
So, Catherine, it's a book about books called Paperbacks from Hell.
I have to write this down. Where's
it is dangerous. I bought it and thought I'm going to get poor on finding all of these books.
Watch out! If you come across those at like some kind of
they're not cheap.
Any kind of garage sale, flea market. If you happen to come across them, a buck or less a piece, grab them because man, those things go for a song.
It's a great book though, so you kind of want to read it. And some of this when you read about, I'm sorry, we're not talking about the movie at the moment, but Paperbacks from Hell, reading about the books and then looking at the covers, it's like there's a time where books were just nuts. Yeah, every story was up for grabs.
Swinging for the fences, man.
Oh my God, yes.
All great art. Swing for the fences, kids. Yeah. All right, so back to the movie. So I will say, Peter, I don't think we got your. Did we get your? We didn't get your your take. Well, actually, Allyson, we didn't get. I know we got your take on 70s.
Yeah, sorry,
culture.
I got excited about the Midwich Cuckoos. And
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I love the title of that book too. By the way,
the
Midwich Cuckoos.
It's so British. Like the whole story is very this all takes place in a little isolated village. So I definitely felt like it was slow in parts, but because I've kind of been preloaded with the source material it was connected to, I was pretty excited for it. And I didn't feel terribly disappointed. I felt like I kind of knew it was coming though. So like I said, I had kind of spoiled for me. So I wasn't really getting bored because I was waiting. I was like, I know this is going to get real weird. So it was just
it definitely got weird. It definitely got weird.
And I think it was an interesting idea about because women go through, I have not given birth to a child, but women go through all these changes when they're pregnant anyway. I mean, you go through changes your whole life, just hormonally. That's just part of being female. And I think I was remembering how a friend of mine was pregnant a decade or so ago, was describing to me, actually it was 20 years ago. She was telling me, she said, no one ever told me that being pregnant would make me feel like I was in the Alien movie. She said, I feel like I have a parasite and it's going to burst through and growl at everyone. She said it's so weird.
Weirdly, all three of my kids did just that. That's a weird. So
I was thinking about her while I was watching this, and then I was just thinking also about just the idea of the whole alien concept, and I was just kind of noticing all the parallels between the book I just read. So I think he was heavily inspired by the Matheson story. And then I was thinking about how you could look at this from I don't know what the intentions were, but there's kind of some interesting feminist messaging here about she leaves her life behind, and it's she doesn't really have bodily autonomy because this baby is directing her behavior, but she's exploring things and learning things that she never learned before, and then she's just leaving whenever she wants. And you kind of get the impression that she was just a stay-at-home wife who painted, and her husband's like, oh, that's nice, sweetie, and she's always here, and she's always cleans the house, and she's always reliable. And I noticed that when she starts to let everything slide, he does not pick up a dish. He just looks at it with disdain. And it's clearly your wife is having issues. She's having physical and mental health issues.
I want to ask you something about that, Allyson, because something he said at the beginning, and I didn't take it as being something that was meant to be either a joke or he was being sarcastic. He made a comment about, was she supposed to have been an artist who had some success, because he made a comment about her latest piece. This is the very beginning of the movie. That how could they live? Because he's basically a professor, right? I think that's what they say.
Right.
Yeah. Because she said she'd been working a bit, and he kind of made the comment that maybe she should do that more.
Yeah, because I got the vibe that he was depending on her to make a buck off of her art.
She had a show coming up, is what it kind of sounds
like. That's okay. All right. That I didn't quite get. Yeah.
Minus the pregnancy part, I stay at home and make art, and then I go to festivals or do shows or whatever. And it's not a regular steady income. And there's, so it's my life is half housewife, half artist. So I was like, oh, this character has some things in common with me.
Well, and I also thought it was interesting too, that the way it starts off, right? We find out that she finds out she's pregnant and that her husband has had a vasectomy. Which is interesting. They never say that, right? They never, because I'm guessing 1974. They could say abortion, but they couldn't say vasectomy. I don't know what the logic was, but they hint. And honestly, it's also, I think, a sign of good dialogue that they never explicitly say. So it's certain things are suggested, and we fill in gaps, which I've made it known on every show that I'm on that I really hate heavy-handed exposition. So I love it when it's done through subtext, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting with that discussion at the start of the movie, that pregnancy, when she tells him that she might be pregnant, it kind of, and then you kind of get that feeling he's kind of a grump. He's kind of, what the hell's wrong with him?
Well, I didn't know he did.
And then,
to me, I would say I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I think he was because it's laid out that she had some kind of bad health scare.
3 years ago,
before, which is why he got an operation on himself to make sure it didn't happen again. That was to save her. And so I got the vibe that when that obviously she's like, well, it didn't take because here we are. But the fact that his knee-jerk reaction is, well, then you can't have this baby because I don't want anything to happen to you. And then so I thought that maybe that was the point of this movie. It was going to be something about that. But then the fact that it then does that, like after the first commercial break, it does this switcheroo of, wait a minute, his vasectomy did take. And wait a second, because now you have that element almost like weird. It's not gaslighting. It's because I know it's not the right, but it felt like where nobody believes her because and that you could. What was great about the moral dilemma there is you could totally see it from both people's point of view. Yeah. From her point of view, hey, she knows the truth. She knows she didn't do anything anyway, But from his point of view, he doesn't want to, let's just, call a cock a cock. He doesn't want to basically feel like, hey, how do you explain this then? Because he's not buying that it's that she's the second coming of Mary. So what I'm saying. So all of that being what it is, I get both. Yeah,
the hypnosis thingy where she's not saying anything. She won't even talk. It doesn't help her at all.
Actually, I like that. That was a cool touch.
Yeah. I don't really think he's being unreasonable. I just made the crack about the dishes, but I don't think I think his reactions are pretty normal. Yeah. I don't know if it would have been they didn't want to go there with the subject matter, but I just feel like a logical question would be like, okay, you trust your wife. She swears up and down she hasn't had an affair. Like, how did she get pregnant? Would we want to be checking? Could an assault have happened?
Yeah.
Could somebody have drugged her? Did anybody see any strangers around the house? I feel like that would be where I would be going after that. It's like, well, something happened here. So we need to figure out who took advantage of this person.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we found out in the end.
Yeah, we did.
I did love, and I don't necessarily want to say it was full Lynchian, but I do love how as the pregnancy carries on, and just the again, what I love is they don't over-explain.
Let's see. I wrote that down. Weirdness.
Yeah, she loved the excessive salt. Look, obviously it's a cliche that a pregnant woman has weird tastes and things that they want to
we have 5 kids, okay,
yeah, exactly. All 3 of ours each had a different one. There was a thing about, but it's not just that she wants extra salt, right? It's that it's like to the point where you would assume nowadays you probably would assume she's got some kind of deficiency and she, that's happening because of that. And then but it was the cold. Which again, because it makes sense, right? So he's pregnant, you get really hot, your body, your hormonal fluctuations, all that stuff.
The coffee is not a good idea though.
And then she is she's making Peter look like he only drinks decaf the way she drinks coffee.
I don't drink as much coffee as I used to.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you used to always come on here with like a
pint. Drinking now, by the way, you said, look what I'm drinking.
No. This is just to see if Joel knows, because we're still kind of in it's my animal mug.
Oh, I see the animal mug. Yeah.
It's the mulled wine.
Oh, it's mulled wine.
I made a crack to Drew because he did watch this. He was too tired to join us, but when she has the plate. Because we make jokes about girl dinner all the time, and so she had the plate with the tentacles and the pig's feet, and I was like, she's got her pregnant lady girl dinner, and he ruined her girl dinner, and so now she's mad.
It was some kind of new sushi she was trying because it all looked raw.
Had she cooked it,
Drew said he's eaten all of those things that were on that plate, by the way.
Yeah,
he's an adventurous eater.
What I love is that by the end of that movie, I don't know why she needed those things other than I can extrapolate that whatever this entity is requires these things for its diet. It was trying to. So I don't know. I love those little touches. I love that they didn't explain it. I loved that it's just
the way it is.
Yeah. And the sort of the inherent paranoia of the whole situation. Back to the hypnotist scene. I loved that, rather than. What's that?
Angels. Bosley from Charlie's Angels.
Bosley, yes, I know, I caught that. yes. Yeah, it was cool. And by the way, so before we get too far down the hole, who is the husband I totally recognize, and I haven't bothered looking him up. George Grizzard. What do I know him from specifically? He's on an episode of the Golden Girls. Maybe that's why. I love the Golden Girls.
More than that, though.
Actors, but he was actually in a Bachelor Party. But seems like old times. Remember that with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn? Charles Grodin, wasn't it? Where Chevy Chase
I think so. I think
he's a bank robber or something. She has a lot of dogs in that movie. That's what
he's just a very recognizable sort of character actor that I've seen in a gajillion things, but I couldn't explicit. Oh, he was in The Deliberate Stranger, that miniseries about Ted Bundy that I think it was Mark Harmon, right, that played Bundy? I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was. You know what? I bet you that's exactly what it is. No, I think that's exactly what I remembered his face from, because I think he's like the main reporter, one of the main reporters that is.
He's one of
the main guys in that. So says the kind of stuff I watch. So I mean, I here's where I'm torn about this movie, because I feel like for a lot of people, it's going to be very slow and just weird. And I don't know if they're going to dig it that much. If I'm being, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Are you comparing that to just like all movies are like in the sea?
In the TV, I'm trying to compare it to other TV movies we've covered. Yeah, but other than there've been a few of them that have been, and look, and I partly wonder. I also question myself at the time. I'm wondering if my bias and love for Matheson is heavily like if it hasn't just been any teleplay, would I have loved it as much as I did, or is it because I'm put my fingers on the scale because I like the person, the work of the person who you did it. So I don't know.
If you compare it to the last one we watched, The Possessed, which wasn't all that long, and a lot of stuff happened, but it still felt a little bit too long.
Well, this I feel like was better written than that.
Yeah, sure.
I enjoyed that for kind of novelty reasons and the Harrison Ford cameo, but
But, you know what's sad? For a split second, I was like, which one was the which one was the
I was trying to remember too.
It wasn't just me. I'm like, we just covered that. What was that movie? And then it was in Harrison Ford. I knew it.
A whole slew of holiday stuff has happened between then and now.
That's true.
I think it's totally plausible that your brain might be mush.
But this was a slow burn, but it kind of didn't feel slow because there's things you're
a lot of stuff happens. Yes, you're never bored. Catherine, what were you, I feel like you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was just recalling The Possessed. I love that movie actually.
The Harrison Ford.
I watched it.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. I loved it, and I also recognized so many of the good students in that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of young actresses. And by the way, so I don't know if since you check the trivia from time to time, the fact that it came out 3 weeks before Star Wars.
Oh, no kidding!
Isn't that crazy? And those producers were so mad. Like if we had been 3 weeks the other direction, every ad would have been featuring Han Solo from Star Wars. Every one of them, every ad.
For sure.
Oh, you milk that? Oh, you milk it. And I also love that, and I can't remember the actress's name, the one who plays sort of one of the main students. You know what I'm talking about? She was in Jaws too, but she was. She was up for the.
Wasn't it?
What was her name?
Wasn't it Dusenberry? Was her name?
Dusenberry. I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. She. I think she's really great. But apparently, and actually, now more I've thought about it, I was like, that actually would have been good casting. She was apparently up for the role of Laurie Strode in the original Halloween, and then I guess they ended up giving it to Jamie Lee Curtis, which don't get me wrong, Jamie Lee's awesome and fantastic in that, and it's a legend. But the more I thought about it, I was like, she would have been a good Laurie Strode.
It would have been cool to see the route that would have taken, though.
Yeah, it's interesting because the fact that PJ Souls was in this movie as well, and she's also in Halloween, is also pretty cool. So, not this movie that we're covering. The Possessed. Yeah, The Possessed.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was
fun. By the way, let's get into this now. Because I had to pause a second when Allyson wrote us earlier. She felt the need to pet her records. I thought, what do you mean by that? And then it struck me, oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, I got that immediately.
I didn't get that immediately. I was like, was she blind all of a sudden? Because she would be like,
But she was doing it for the baby. It was for the baby who couldn't see them.
Ultimately, but I was like, this baby's made her blind. And she's like, what is this? What am I feeling here?
Yeah.
And
she's the maps. So she's going over the topographical maps and everything. And what I love is
it started with her reading fast, and then she
real
had
fast
to touch stuff. Yeah.
What is it called? The mini film or whatever they call it.
Microfiche.
Microfiche. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was doing it slow, and then
I know we've already talked about this, Allyson, but let's get get Catherine's take on it. Do you also miss those scenes in movies where they have to go through the microfiche? We miss those. I miss because now everything is like either they do like they Google some generic version of Google.
Everything
or
is
part of the X-Files on a regular basis.
Yeah, they're always on the machines. Oh man!
To the point where like there's an episode, I don't remember which one, where like Agent Mulder says, "Do you have Dramamine? These things always make me seasick."
Yep.
It's
sad that I almost remember what episode that's in.
Yeah,
what episode is
it?
I'm picturing it in front of me, but I can't pinpoint it at the moment.
I feel like it might have been the one about the guy that could he ate livers and he could squeeze through tight spaces because he was like looking up. He thought he was like
Squeeze was the first one, then Tooms was the second.
There's two of them, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I remember the sound it made. I remember the sound it made. And I also remember as a kid, before I ever got to use one, I remember being a little kid and never understanding movies. They would go through it so fast. Or it looked like they were just like, well, how are they even knowing where to stop? But I now, of course, know they were looking for dates. And did you
ever use one as a kid?
Yeah,
like at the library? I love them because I was like, it's like a weird little mini projector.
I'm about to be old man. Hold on, I got to be old man screaming at cloud for a second. I miss card catalogs. There's something about because you know what it is? I think there's something to be said
at the
for
library.
Things. Yes. That where things are like a little bit more challenging to get to. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be a little work involved. It feels more satisfying when you found that card and then you found the book.
Yeah, as a young boy, I worked at the local bookstore here. We got those cards there first, and we had to sort them out and then they went to the library later. So yeah, I've handled a shit ton of those.
There's something about having something tangible.
It's tactile.
Something that you can. Yeah, tactile that you can actually touch and feel, and
Rolodexes, stuff like that.
I miss all that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, and young people. Like my kids, like Gen Z type kids, like they love like old school like stuff. Like they want because I think about a lot of their lives, it's all been digital and blah blah blah, and so it's like things we took for granted. There's something because I think we are nowhere near evolved enough to get past wanting to hold a thing. You know, the smell of a book. The smell of a used book or a new book. And
I think it's coming back. We just did, my husband and I this morning did this. We do this news questionnaire thing for New York Times and CNN, my husband and I on the weekends. And there was, one of the questions was, how many books in print did people in the United States purchase this year or this last year? And it was 5.5 million, 370 million, 680 million, or 707 million. And we thought, it's got to be 5.5. 707 million books in print. I know. I think it's coming back. I think
I contributed to that.
I do too. I contribute. And the thing is that I
need more shelves.
I know this year, you'll be very happy with this. One of the things I'm going to focus the YouTube channel on more is just physical media because I think because both obviously movies and books and all the stuff, I think there's something to be said, you know, when we own it ourselves. And look, and I get the argument that says you never technically owned a movie, for example. You were licensing it. But here's the difference. No one could come into my house and take my copy of Young Frankenstein off my shelf.
Wow. They could.
But in the U.S., it's a little bit harder. Yeah.
Nobody can take it. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So it's like, yes, I get in principle, I'm not allowed to take that and go distribute it. I'm not allowed to do whatever I want.
But you can watch it.
But I have it. I can when I want it. You know, I mean, there's been things I've gone to watch on streaming that were there 2 weeks ago, and now it's gone.
It's gone.
It's like, okay.
Listen, if the internet is gone. Or down. Young people are like, what? What are we going to watch?
Nobody considers how unbearably fragile we're making everything. All it's going to take is one really gnarly EMP from the sun. Or did you ever read about the? Okay, hold on. I know
the sun says, "Hold my beer."
The sun says, "Hold my beer." Yeah. Have you heard of the Kessler effect or the Kessler syndrome? Have you ever heard of this?
It
sounds familiar.
You want to go down a rabbit hole. So apparently it's this idea that there's, I guess, I can't remember the exact amount of space debris that's floating around low Earth orbit right now. It's like 500,000, whatever little particle, right? But the problem is these things pick up, they're going at a certain speed. Well, the idea is like the more stuff we're putting up there, there's a certain level of like a collision that if it happened, there would be such a spray of this, basically no satellites, no space travel. It's all gone. We are earthbound. There's no, it's like creates like a barrier, almost like a ring around us that we can't get through. And now, granted, it's going to set us back probably a couple hundred years technologically. So, that sucks. But that's my point. It's like we're making everything so unbearably fragile that,
it is scary.
Yeah, I do love the technology if you use it the correct way, because this, or you contact, and then we have talking to the kids and grandkids and everything, but it is fragile.
Yeah, so fragile. Also, any sort of bad actor politically, I mean,
they could do whatever they want. Yeah. All it takes, is
bombs. Are you kidding? Somebody just has to go whatever.
Probably do so.
Yeah, that's why I mean, but yes, so I
physical media.
It was a Fahrenheit 451, right? That the idea people would have to memorize a book. Each person was given the assignment. You had to memorize a book, and you were the steward of that, because
of that book,
locking it in.
Yep.
So anyway,
it's sad.
The stranger within.
I'm trying to find.
Back on track.
I wanted to ask if anybody kind of felt like Barbara Eden was channeling Karen Black a little bit towards the end, because her performance, part of it is the gorgeous cat eyes, but also just the unhingedness. I was like, I could kind of see Karen Black.
She could have Karen Black in that part.
Although I adore Barbara Eden, and I am not wanting somebody else in the role. I just thought I was like, this is really reminding me of Karen Black in this era.
I loved watching I Dream of Jeannie as a kid, but I will tell you this, I actually I knew Barbara Eden was capable of acting, really great with range. I mean, but I think it was Jeannie. Or there would have been some TV movie things I've seen her in where she played a certain, there's a type. Let's see. This, I will say, I think the performances I've seen of her.
in the Woods.
I was trying to remember, I knew we had covered another one. Yep. That one was good.
She didn't go nuts in that, though.
Her performance in this was great. I forgot it was Barbara Eden, which is what every actor or actress wants, right?
I loved it. I loved seeing her go nuts. I loved seeing her be mean and crazy and just get this 1,000
She was intense, man. She was scary a couple times.
I loved it.
That knife she brought up. By the way, that was totally Trilogy of Terror. I don't want to give anything away because I know, Catherine, you haven't seen that yet. But there's just picture Karen Black. You know what I'm talking about? That knife.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, perfect. So
I find this.
The more
she was actually.
the more I like it.
He felt like her performance is what makes this movie entertaining. He said he felt like if she wasn't in it or somebody wasn't giving it the energy that she was giving it, that it wouldn't be as watchable because
you said that Drew said that. I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
say
Drew. This is what Drew said.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I agree with him. I think
he did watch it
because everybody else. I think this is intentional. Everybody else around her was obviously playing it they were more subdued, right? There was more of this calmness and so it was like it's a weird sort of almost like an inverse gaslighting thing because they're not gaslighting her, but it's almost like this entity is gaslighting everybody else through her, but so she's unintentionally a part. It's actually a very complicated idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
The more we talk about it, the more I like this movie.
Well, and her actual personality occasionally breaks through. So it's very much like a possession story. It's like in The Exorcist occasionally, and you can't tell, is this manipulation or is this actually the person that I knew and loved? Because Reagan breaks through in a few moments of her possession being like, please, make it stop and crying. And so Barbara Eden's character in this was like, I was just so awful. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do any of this. I'm out of control. And you kind of feel for her in those moments. And then you could also see, if you didn't know what was happening, you think, I don't know what to trust. This feels like I'm being abused. And then this person's crying and apologizing and I don't buy it,
Yeah.
Well, that's what kind of kept the story going, right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing and also that great moment when they're going into the operation to save her, and all of a sudden the baby kind of shrinks, and her blood pressure is just fine, and that was kind of like, oh, that's sort of cool, but that kept it going. But I think that this whole idea that because she was acting so weird, but she was pregnant. Everybody was like, oh, she's pregnant. Like we were talking about in the beginning. And that just kept the story going.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a weird pregnancy, but that must be why. And
I just think that it speaks to Matheson's writing, and obviously the performances too, that it would have been very easy for any one of these characters, especially the husband and or her, to shift into sort of the trope, you know what I mean? Of like, he's just throwing it's because he never really ever says that. Like he never says, oh, it's because you're pregnant. He never dismisses it that way. He's legit concerned, but he's also battling because look, no matter how much you love, my wife and I have been together for over 30 years. I know, no doubt in my mind. No jokes, Peter. No doubt in my mind that we are 100% faithful to each other. And I would never, and I honestly would probably, my knee-jerk reaction would be like, did you get possessed by something? Oh, if that happened. But there's no way, if we're being honest, that you wouldn't question. Like, it's like, because that other stuff only happens in the movies or whatever. Like, you're not going to buy that, Rosemary's Baby situation happened. No, I don't think so.
When they're talking, he's talking to Bosley, Bob, the friend, about how she always kept the home immaculate. It was always clean, and it was and all of a sudden it looks like, what is it, a pig pen?
Yeah, I love it. He smells like one too because of what she keeps cooking.
Yes,
So, or doesn't cook.
Yeah. So there's that. You notice, but he's still kind of like he's
trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, right? Yeah. He's like, wait, this isn't.
Yeah, this is not her. This is not. Yeah, I think did they? I'm sure they did. Did they say how long they had been married? Weren't they married for quite a long?
I think like 10 or 11 years. It
was
a decent chunk. Yeah.
It wasn't like they had just gotten married a few years before she had the baby
for some time.
Again, another parallel. I was like, that's about how long Drew and I have been married. She said like maybe 11 years, but
and I will say, because I also think it speaks to his character that. Like the fact this guy was willing, to get the old snip, just to protect her. Like it was like that was his logic, right? Like, hey, I don't want to risk something happened to you. So he made that choice, and then just kidding. And then the fact that every time he would try to take her, for an abortion, like the baby, it's like something it would take. Well, presumably it was obviously the baby turned out, but that it would take over and like put her in such horrible pain. They got to get her to the emergency room now, and then everything comes. It's like it had such control of the situation.
That's such an aspect of the Midwich Cuckoos as well. Like the mother, like there's a couple mothers that just even try to leave the village, and the babies all want to be together, and so like they start feeling panic attacks or physical pain, and then they have to come back at a certain point.
And then it calms down.
Yeah,
but think about it. For this poor husband, he sees when she comes home in the middle of the night with the scratches and looking all haggard and all of those things, and he sees how she behaves. And how do you, like a rational human being, explain this? Especially when the scratches just disappear.
Now, I will tell you this, Peter, when the scratches, that would be the moment for me. If I had any doubts as to I would assume, unless I'd be frank, you would probably assume something supernatural.
That is weird.
Because her face was, and I was actually surprised by 1974 standards. It was pretty, it wasn't just some superficial scratches. There was like gashes and they disappear within a minute. At that point, all right, it's like when it's right before your eyes of something wildly, something like that happening. I would, fine,
pregnancy.
anything goes. Anything goes. I'm all in. I buy that, now I want to know why. I'd want to know what happened. Back to the assault thing that was mentioned earlier. I want to know what happened to her. But it's like, it's just, I love that it was complicated enough, right, to deal with these issues and these questions without beating us over the head with them. It suggests the questions, it asks the questions, it proposes them to us, the audience. We get to think about them and have these discussions, but it's never like taking a position one way or the other, which I always appreciate. So
it's also with the doctor, not just still having we must have gotten the dates wrong. And he's also doubting and asking the second opinions from his other colleagues and stuff. But
it's a very human thing to do. You would be. You'd be like, oh, wait a minute. There's no way that this could. Yeah, of course.
So, and I like it. It's a complicated story. It's more complicated than you think when you start watching it, actually.
Yes.
So, And to get into a scene, because I looked at the shots and how it was everything, and this for a TV movie. There's that scene where she's kind of sitting up, where she starts talking in an alien language and describes stuff.
Yeah,
you see her in the forefront, and the three friends, or the husband and the two friends, Joyce.
Yes,
and
I noticed that shot too.
Her, right?
Yeah, they were all like warm colored, and she was kind of in a bluish, cold color. The way the color scheme in that specific scene, I really enjoyed.
Was that the one where they were like over each? It was like the blocking of that shot was really great because like they were each like they really created this depth in the frame. Is that the one you're talking about, Peter?
Where she's talking with the kind of where
I don't remember if that was the exact moment, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking because one of the shots really jumped out at me because I love like the husband is in the foreground and then the mid is was Bosley, and then I think her best friend was over his shoulder, and it was just the way they were perfectly positioned.
And then Barbara Eden's character was in the forefront, and she was in this bluish light color, and they were all warm.
Yeah, Catherine, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. Sorry.
I know because sometimes we prattle on. I want to make sure everybody gets to say something.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, no, I guess just that they were all sort of held in close up, basically, or at least mid close up, and that was sort of interesting for sure. But about I remember that as well, and I remember, I hate to burst your bubble, and I could be wrong, Peter, but she had really blue makeup on, and it stopped here.
Oh, did it?
Oh, I need to go back and watch that.
But that doesn't take away from what you're talking about. I mean, it was very intentional, right? There was just something about her, and they were warm, and but I could be wrong. I just remember seeing.
Well, for what it's worth, I didn't notice that, and I don't even remember the color scheme. I just remember the frame, I remember the composition.
Now that you mention it, to make it even more profound, because she wanted, or the baby, at least the alien, wanted to go home to the home planet, which was cooler than Earth, because apparently Earth was warm, which I can't say about today outside, but still, which makes it, putting blue makeup on it would actually make sense.
Very intentional, right? And subtle, and I didn't have to explain it like you're talking about. That exposition drives me crazy as well.
Thank you.
But it so dummies down the audience.
Oh, it's so dumb.
And they spend like 5 minutes explaining all the details, just why they did everything or why they're about. I hate it.
Especially, how do you not when you're watching something, you're watching a movie or show? Usually, it seems like as of late, it's been a lot of shows that I watch where something has very clearly happened. Right? Anybody who's in that moment, all the characters would have seen it, and then when the one character turns, and it's so obvious, it's meant for the audience. It's like, as you can see, the gash in the door. Yes, they of course saw that. They were just touching the gash. we all saw the gash in there, and it's just like there's that, because I think what it is, it feels so, you're insulting the audience. Like when I think about the shows that I've loved the most, it's the writing is such, I don't want to say, obviously dialogue matters, but it's a dialogue that's got subtext and that's about something deeper and more
dialogue that makes sense, because you wouldn't stand around with a bunch of guys. Did you see that gas? Yes.
No, nobody does that. No.
Right here.
And honestly,
totally for the audience.
And there's like I just showed one of my kids Interstellar the other day. Now, Interstellar is a very complicated movie, and there's got to be exposition to explain the science of everything. But the way it's handled, and that's the other thing. If you have to have something explanatory for the plot to move or whatever, fine, but there's clever ways to do it. And honestly, it made me to a fault,
but that takes a lot more. You can do it visually, and that takes a lot more work.
Yeah, are you referring to show don't tell? Is that what you might be referring to? The sort of the adage that used to be like the thing that every screenwriting book I ever read in my life: show don't tell, show don't tell.
Drew has had to hear me over the years rant a couple times about the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie because it really pissed me off with an exhibition dump, basically.
Yeah.
It was Kurt Russell's character is explaining to the main character why Brandy, You're a Fine Girl was their song. And it's like, anyone who's watching this movie and anyone who knows anything about the lyrics of that song get the comparison. It's very straightforward. And he proceeds to explain line for line why this song is relevant to their situation. And I wanted to tear my hair out. I was like, but like, screw this movie.
I know. I've had those moments. And I will say, I feel like it's the thing is that, and I can't remember who said this, but it was like, sure, within any given group, right, there are plenty of people that can be idiots, but there's the audience is brilliant. Like the audience is very smart. Like a collective audience will get, like, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I don't mean to, disparage somebody who doesn't get something. It's like the things I watch, I'm like, I didn't get that. But I kind of feel like what you should do as a storyteller or filmmaker is you should be telling a story with the idea of like assuming that everybody's smart enough to get it. They'll catch it. They've had enough like experience. They'll get it. And those that don't on the first go round, if they really dig the movie and the story, they don't get it on another go round.
Exactly.
And that actually can make it more exciting, right? Yeah. When you miss something and then you rewatch it, like, oh, I never thought about that. That's even better. That's even better.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. And also it requires good writing.
Yes.
And people, they find all these like little ways of not writing well.
Yeah.
And that's what exposition is. To the point for me, it's like when somebody walks in the door and goes, "Hey, bro," or sis. Like, when does anybody ever say that to their brother or sister?
Or their name. Nope. Or their name. My sister's name is Angie. I almost never say, "Hi, Angie. How you doing?" Now, I understand they're doing because their logic is, well, the audience needs to learn that character's name. I contend why. Like, unless that name is a set, right? It's like there could be a moment. There'll be a moment. Another character will say, like, "Oh yeah, my sister Angie," blah blah. They'll introduce, and then that makes sense. But to do it,
or you look at the relationship that they have. Like you walk into a house and it's like whatever it is, but they're afraid to depend on that. They're like, "Oh, we have to tell everybody everything." It's like, no,
you really don't. People
don't.
Well, that gets into we don't
know in that moment. They might know in 5 minutes or whatever.
Yes, exactly. And this does not derail us, even though it's a totally different thing. But because it ties into the exposition. Has anybody else here seen Pluribus, the Apple Plus show starring
I've been on Middle Earth, remember?
Okay, so Vince Gilligan, the guy made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, two of my all-time favorite shows.
I've seen a new show. Episode of that,
Of what? Breaking Bad?
Pluribus.
Pluribus. Okay. It's not for everybody. It is a very slow burn. I absolutely love it. It is. What's that?
Oh, I was just going to say I need to watch more of it. My husband was like, I don't know. So
it's very weird, but it's weird in a good way, and like it's dealing with really interesting themes and ideas. But it's exactly what we're talking about here. There's entire runs of like 20. It feels like 20 minutes or no dialogue, just about as had. But you're always at least I am always engaged. Like it is. I think the biggest gripe I've heard from people is that they just think it's boring, it's slow, and it is slow. But it's like the character is very interesting, and just what's happening is so interesting, and it's such an interesting take on and I don't want to give anything away. That Peter, I think you would really dig it. And actually,
I've heard good things. So I mean, I mentioned this this series before, somewhere last year, I think. It's a German show called Dark.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Only 3 seasons.
Yes, I've heard of that.
It's amazing. It looks really good, but the writing and I think that's some of the best writing I've ever had to experience in a TV show, because it is so complex.
Yeah.
And when you mix you think it can't get any more complex, you have the second season. Yeah. And when you think you can't get more complex than that, third season.
You know what, Peter? I'll also add this though. I get what you're saying about like complexity of storytelling too.
But it's still,
but there's some
together.
So we just watched with my kids. If you guys have ever seen David Lynch's The Straight Story. about it's Richard Farnsworth,
right?
Oh, you got Catherine.
All right, I'm writing it down.
No, it came out.
Damn you!
I think it came out in 1999. It was Richard Farnsworth who played the sheriff in Misery.
Cool.
Yeah, great actor.
I know who that is. Yeah, for sure.
And he was actually when he was making the movie, he was actually had bone cancer. Like so he and so he was dealing with that, and like it's got Harry Dean Stanton has a small part in it. Sissy Spacek plays his daughter. It is a G-rated David Lynch movie. Okay,
which is weird in itself.
Which is weird, it's a true story about this old, like 80-year-old guy who was not allowed to drive anymore, who drove a riding lawnmower cross country.
I've seen that. I didn't realize. I don't remember the title, but I love that.
Yes,
I didn't realize it was David Lynch.
What cracked me about Lynch is he said it was his most experimental movie. This is the guy who did Eraserhead.
For him, maybe.
Yeah, to him.
And you still haven't seen Twin Peaks, Joel.
I started it. I own the entire box set. I started it. I'm a good boy.
I started it.
No, I liked what I saw. I started the pilot. I know you
remember watching it weekly.
I have got to find the time. My wife doesn't dig it as much as I do, so I got to find the time to do it. Okay, what do you want from me?
Her from the watch.
Anyway, so the point is, Straight Story is a very simple story.
Yes, I love that movie.
But again, the writing, the moment, if you remember the scene where he's got the little campfire and this the girl is like the runaway sits at the campfire with him, and like it could have gone any number of directions to have this kind of faux conflict where she tries to do something and rob him, or she's got guys with her. None of that. It's just such a simple, beautiful scene about family and about just relationships and just the wisdom of this guy, and that she listens. It's just so loving. It's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. And it's like, but it's so simple.
Yeah, trusting the quiet,
Yes. God, I miss that.
I mean, just even watching him driving the lawnmower or whatever it was, a small tractor. They just trusted that.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. He didn't do
Lynch
anything.
is good with that.
Yeah.
Like in the 1 week, the two Reservoir Dogs, Joel.
Oh, Reservoir Dogs, yeah.
Reservoir Dogs,
yeah. Which is not Lynch, that's Tarantino, but
Tarantino, sorry. But he comes from the same school of that, where you have a shot where instead of, people said you have to have close-ups. No, he put it as far away from the actors as he could, and you just see them. And it
because sometimes, especially like say if the story you're telling, right, like in a case like that, maybe you don't want the audience to feel as connected to those people.
Always want this.
Like because a close up really brings somebody close in. You can really see into their eyes. You can really see the emotion. Maybe what you want is for them to be a point removed.
And not know exactly what it is they're thinking, right?
Exactly.
And also,
which is what Lynch did perfectly too.
Yeah.
Right. Just keeping that whole idea of mystery. And I also love everything in I just saw this has gotten great reviews and everything, but I just saw Marty Supreme.
Okay.
And which was, I enjoyed it on one level, but it was so in your face just all the time. It was just bam, 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 bam. And in some ways it was brilliant, but in some ways it was just like, oh my God.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But what drives me crazy about the close-up thing all the time is that you don't get a sense of place either.
No, you don't.
And like in the Reservoir Dogs, for instance, was it Michael Madsen, that thing you're talking about? Far away in this just cavernous empty room, and he's just kind of like, I'm just assuming it's just before he sets the guy on fire, is threatening to set him on fire.
Also the scene where he's
so kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. It's terrifying. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I think it's the scene too where they're in the bathroom and they're talking.
We're like
kind of like a flashback where the camera is always
way back. Yeah. That's totally, by the way, a Polanski movie, Rosemary's Baby. John Cassavetes, I think it's Cassavetes, is sitting on the couch on the phone, or no, the bed. He's in the bedroom. He's on the phone, and the way the camera is outside of the room, like kind of like the hall, and you could just see his back. So it's like you're kind of eavesdropping. You're kind of visually eavesdropping, but you can hear what he's saying a little. But it's and he intentionally has the sound. It's like that level of craftsmanship. Although speaking of movies, we're gonna talk about new movies that everyone has to see, and I don't care who knows it. I love this. I've already seen it twice in the theater. Well, hold on, I've seen it twice in the theater. Go see Song Sung Blue. I'm dying
to see that movie.
I loved it so much. You know what? Here's the thing. I hit on something. If that's the one with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, which, by the way, she should be nominated for every freaking award because she's amazing in that.
You know, he said that about her. He was on some thing.
She's so good. First off, her voice. She sings in it. It's her voice. Holy crap! I had no idea she could sing like that. I knew he could sing. I had no idea she could sing. I was blown away. That
an album not too long
I
ago.
cried I'm gonna admit it all right here now. I cried 3 times in that movie. And then we saw it again yesterday. My wife and I went and saw it again. And we actually took our kids, even our kids liked it, but we went by ourselves, saw it again. I didn't go because there's things that happen. Don't look up anything about it. There are things that happen because it's a true story that you're going to be like, what the actual hell? how did this just happen? But there's a documentary that it's based on. Go see the movie, then see the documentary. Don't go in the other order, in my opinion. So see them in that order. The documentary is for free on YouTube right now, but see the movie first. I loved it. First off, I'll admit I love Neil Diamond music, and again, don't care who knows it. What is the old Bob Wiley thing from What About Bob? There are kinds of people in this world. People who love Neil Diamond, and people who don't love Neil Diamond, or people who do. And my wife loves him. And, he learned that was not the reason why he left his wife because she loved Neil Diamond.
I am going to watch it because the first time I watched the trailer, I didn't even finish the trailer. I thought, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah, it's so emotional and beautiful and such a great love story. And just the fact, the performances are off the charts great. Everybody in it's great. Craig Brewer, I believe his name, the guy directed it, did A Hustle and Flow. He has this quality to his movies that feel very real. Back to this idea of like really great dialogue, great moments, the twists and things that happen. It's just, oh my God.
Is it an ugly cry movie?
Oh, I was like, I'm like holding, like where you're like holding it, but like the tears still coming down. You're like, do it. Yeah, dude, it was so good. It was just,
that's such. That makes me so happy because I really want to see it, and of course my husband's like,
No, it's so good. If you love a great drama, great love story, true story, great performances, which I know you're gonna love all this stuff. It's like. Honestly, that and Weapons, this, by the way, is my personality in a nutshell. Song Sung Blue and Weapons are my 2 favorite movies of the year. I saw them both in the theater twice, which at this point in my life, I used to see movies in the theater. Like Jurassic Park, I saw almost 20 times in the theater when it came out. But I just don't get to do that anymore. It was worth it. Please go support it. It is fantastic. Oh my God, I can't gush enough over that movie. I loved it. I just loved it. So anyway, I digress. So
we digress.
The stranger within. The stranger. So let's go around the horn and just say our final thoughts. Peter, final thoughts about the stranger within.
With me?
I know. I never. That's why I did. I was plot twist, Peter. Plot twist.
No, I kind of didn't. I can't do this. Because you can see right through me. I really enjoyed this one. It took me by surprise because it starts off. You think, okay, it's a regular drama at the start of the movie.
Yes,
and it kind of takes that slow down. You kind of, okay, did she go out and did something happen to her, or was she maybe having an affair? And then all of a sudden, these strange things start happening, and I was in all of it, and these damn clocks ticking and coming in all the time. It's like there's something here. So and that painting at the end of the movie, though.
Oh yeah,
I loved the painting.
Oh, the painting was cool. Yeah, I actually love the way that they handled that whole aspect of like what was presumably I'm assuming the spaceship going off, and I'm assuming they didn't have the budget to show said spaceship. So rather than making some cheesy effect that wouldn't have worked for TV, they just suggested it. Through sound
which makes the ending kind of like, did they or didn't they?
Yeah, it's one of those. Like, did it happen? Yeah,
the babies and left the women, or what kind of? And then it ended. I was like, wait, what? Did they all leave?
Yeah.
So I really enjoy because an ending like that makes you think.
Yep, it did. Allyson, what about you?
Oh, I really liked it. I wouldn't necessarily put it like the very top of the list of things that we've seen so far, but I feel like it's a pretty solid entry, as far as a good 70s. What was that?
Drew did good then.
Yeah.
That's right. Drew picked it. Yeah, Drew picked it. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
I will tell him you said that.
Yes. Catherine, how about you?
All right.
Every party has a pooper. No, I'm just
I know it's true. That's right. I mean, I thought it was really fun. I thought the acting was great. I feel like Barbara Eden was really trying to do something unusual for her, prove that she can do other stuff besides I Dream of Jeannie, because I think she had been doing that right by that time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I found what I really like is having these kind of conversations, because it gives me a whole different sort of a perspective. And the end sort of reminded me of the end of this movie I did called The Apple. I know I keep referring back to it.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's walking up to heaven.
Yeah.
All these women, and some of them had like real big babies. I also thought, God, that really would have hurt to have like a 30-pound baby. I was like, oh my God,
It's that classic thing that they'll do in movies, especially older movies, where the baby's supposed to be a newborn, but it's obviously 3 or 4 months old.
Oh yeah.
It's
sure.
like,
But these ones really were like they were 17 pounds or something.
Yeah.
And that was and had 2 hearts. I'm like, okay, that's scary. I don't know. Anyway. And then you're watching these women sort of zombie-like walking through the woods towards the light. It reminded me of the end of The Apple. And then some of them you could tell there was nothing there. It was just like a log or something wrapped up. And I was like, okay, well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was entertained in the fact that it was so 70s, as I implied earlier.
Yeah, yes. It was definitely 70s, that was for sure.
Yeah.
I will say, I have to acknowledge it's a slow burn, which the thing is, look, please refer to my earlier comments about Pluribus. Pluribus is a very slow burn. Slow burn could be great if it's done, well, and it's engaging, and slow burn does not have to equal boring and I'm still on the wall. But I feel like for a lot of folks that want more of that like super wacky, kind of campy, over the topness of these kind of movies. I don't think this is that weirdly. It's 70s, but it doesn't have that like what she did. It's weird. It's like weird yet grounded in a way. It was, it's not like so weird as to be like just over like bonkers. I would not.
But if you think about it, like I said before, if you are in this situation, it is weird enough. With the husband, to me, seeing her like that and seeing the home and everything like around this whole pregnancy.
Yes,
that's weird enough.
Yes.
You don't have to have I don't know.
It also had like had like a Stepford Wives.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was sort of interesting too.
And that's very much
Rosemary's Baby was.
That's very much of that like late 60s into the 70s era of like where you had movies and things that were addressing the social issues of the day. Definitely had that element to it. One thing I did jump out at me that I wanted to make sure I asked all of you to see if I just wasn't reading into it. I felt like there was an intention to show the way they were like leaving the house. Like every time they went to go to the hospital,
he backed out.
He backed out and he would always
I did notice that.
Yeah, like it didn't feel like the first time I accepted, okay, they're just establishing the layout of this place. That's fine. But then they kind of went out of their way to show it again. And like, okay.
Then when she drives off.
And then she goes the opposite way. Exactly. I feel like there's like some symbolism in that I'm just not getting. Speaking of not getting,
he would be able to turn around, apparently, but he always backed out. Always.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a subtle, maybe almost like a character thing. What do you think, Catherine?
Well, I was just going to say, my husband was like, "Oh, he's backing out again. What does that mean? What does that mean?"
Yeah, see?
She went forward. He's going to back out. Why? And then it's like,
it felt like it meant something. And maybe it's one of the things where it did, but they just were like, it's subtle. It's a character thing. It's not meant to be like, this is explain some. It's sort of like, why does she use a vast amount of salt? Well, I can deduce that something about this entity requires lots of sodium, I'm guessing, from its own. But they never say that. that being said, my guess is if we had Matheson or the director or someone here, they'd be like, "Yeah, we had to fill up an hour and 15 minutes, and we needed to have this kind of establishing shot." That's basically it. There's nothing. How many times it's so funny when a filmmaker gets asked, "Oh, what did this mean? What did that mean?" They're like,
"Yeah, I noticed it more when she drives off and disappears. When she drives down and disappears to the right." He backs up.
Yes,
like
that I noticed. That's why I feel like there's something to that. It's intentional. There's something to that. I don't know what it is, but there's something there.
I think he drove the opposite direction. So he couldn't know exactly where she was going. But
and let's be honest. Like I commend an effort for symbolism and motif and stuff, but there are times when they just don't work because you have to think you have to think far too hard. Like, okay, I feel like that meant something, just not sure what. Okay, I was making sure it wasn't just me because I was like, no, that was weird.
I noticed it too. He did it.
The backing up thing was very straight because they did.
There's obviously something that was meant to be focused on.
It could also be that they were going way over, and in the editing, the portion where they actually explained those situations where he was backing out or he went the other direction, they just didn't have time for that. They had to keep it in the bit where whatever.
And so also pacing, right? Like maybe it would have been sometimes like I have to go back and rewatch to see from an editing point of view. But a lot of times, you have those little things, like you could tell that they were trying to like maybe the scene before, went too short or it was done, it was faster. And so they needed something to like kind of like a little bit more pacing, a little bit something, longer and more drawn out. I don't know. I'm reaching here. Point is,
why?
What's that?
Backing down that road all the time. I know.
I feel like stressful.
It's stressful.
I don't like doing that myself.
Oh my God. I forgot. I thought, the last time he's really panicked, he's going to crash.
Maybe that was it. Maybe it's purely just to build suspense.
A deer goes by or something.
Backing down the driveway and the clocks. Suspense.
Suspense. Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. We'll see
who can we get in touch with to explain that.
So for me, like I said, I like it. It's definitely, I agree with you, Allyson, on our bell curve of poopy versus freaking love it. I'd say it's to the middle and a little bit to the side of love it, but I don't. It's not a movie I would want to revisit a bunch. Like if I'm watching Richard Matheson movies, this is not the one I would grab. But I mean, I'm not mad that we watched it. I'm not mad that we covered it. Not to just.
I say that now sometimes, and Drew's like, "Oh, you sound like Joel."
I'm not mad at it. And it was only like an hour and 15 minutes, right? It was really short.
Yeah, it's a standard TV movie.
I do think that this era is my favorite because that's the one thing. Once you get into like the 80s and 90s, they were obviously really trying to fill up that 2 hours, and I'm assuming they must have had like fewer commercial breaks, which doesn't seem to make sense because obviously TV's always been very commercial. But for like the 70s era has like these hour and 15-minute long movies. So even if they're not great, like what I mean, you're pretty much like boom, boom, you're in and out. It's like good. But the ones that go on hour and a half plus, it's not. I mean,
it depends.
Yeah,
some of them are good, and some of them are.
I'm not saying every movie's an hour and a half isn't good. I think though, but if it happens to not be, and it's also an hour and 40 minutes long, then you're like, oi. But luckily this wasn't that.
I think this is your sake.
This is an era of TV movies where it was a bigger deal too, because
they had.
You didn't have people with cable in every household. You couldn't rent things on VHS yet. So it was this or the movie theater, and there was a limited number of channels. And so once you got I think it was ABC that started with the movie of the week, that it caught on so fast that the other networks jumped on the bandwagon pretty shortly after, but they were actually investing in getting really good people to do these films. And by the time you get to the 80s and into the 90s, I mean, you get some really fun stuff, especially like made for TV cable movies, but like the networks weren't investing as much in these things as they used to.
Just look at the cast. I mean, it's a good cast. There are only 5 people in it, but I mean, it's Barbara Eden, George Grizzard, Joyce Van Patten. We barely mentioned her. David Doyle and the doctor.
And the baby.
Nehemiah Persoff. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff, and he just has kind of a small part in this one.
He was like a regular in Columbo as a first.
Yeah. He was in Some Like It Hot. Anyone remember that?
Curtis you mean the Marilyn Monroe movie with Tony Curtis? Oh, heck yeah, dude. Jack Lemmon.
Yeah. He was the doctor was in
by one play I was ever in high school was Sugar, which is the play version of Some Like It Hot. I played a gangsta in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. That was me.
With your long flowing hair.
Back then when I actually had hair. Yeah. So what was I going to ask you guys? That's annoying. Oh, yeah. Does anything happen offhand? I realize it's a really weird bit of trivia to ask, and no one knows it. I totally get it. Do we know about when the network movie of the week thing ended? Because I feel like it was such a thing.
I've read it somewhere, and I think
was it the 90s or
I know when it started.
Yeah.
No, the movie of the week. I don't.
Because I know once like Lifetime kicked in, they would do movies.
Before, it wasn't in the movie of the week. Wasn't in the 90s either. I think that was kind of ended at the somewhere.
So really, maybe once cable really started kicking up, maybe that was when they stopped doing it.
Because USA started cranking out a bunch of movies, and then in Lifetime, and then later on you would get stuff on like the Sci-Fi Channel. So
yeah. So I think movie of the week it ended fairly quickly.
Networks were doing miniseries. They sort of
that's a good point. I would have
movies to like miniseries, and they spent like in the 80s, the early 80s, a lot of money on the miniseries.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I traumatized my kids. I showed them the promo for The Day After. Speaking of horrible miniseries, that would traumatize you for the rest of your life. But that's a good. I wonder if that's maybe what it was. Was it maybe we went from the movie of the week thing to the miniseries, and then that kind of because we had now miniseries because I remember it in the early 90s when that because I loved that. There was several like Stephen King. There were several miniseries based on King stuff. So that's a good point. That's a great actually Salem's Lot. But that Salem's Lot was 70s though, right? So
yeah. Yeah, so I think it was a mix of different things. I
feel like it had to be the 80s. Some point in the 80s, it just sort of.
I've read it somewhere.
No pun intended. But did it just peter out? Like, is it? I
think there were maybe just way too many options. You know? Movies like and channels like Lifetime and all those that just started doing nothing but those.
That's true.
Movies.
I feel like we're gonna get to those at some point.
Oh, at Lifetime. I'm not gonna lie. There's some of those I absolutely I love. The wackier like psycho thriller, the better. I think some of those I love them.
Psycho killer?
You know what I'm talking about? Like just the ones where
they always said psychic killer because the doctor was in that.
It's not a Lifetime movie, but
it was just I always psychic.
I know it's not a Lifetime movie, but always the Stepfather with Terry O'Quinn is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I feel like that is like an R-rated Lifetime movie because that's like.
There's a made-for-TV movie that has really strong stepfather elements, and I think we're going to get to it at some point. And it has William Shatner in it, and when we get there, I'll let you know.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it's on our list.
Okay,
but I don't want to like spoil too much. But there's like an opening scene in it that is so much like The Stepfather.
Okay, cool. Have you ever seen The Stepfather, Catherine?
I have not.
1987.
1987. Please. In 1987, Terry O'Quinn, Shelley Hack, and Jill Schoelen.
Okay.
Freaking awesome. It is freaking.
I got it down.
Terry O'Quinn. I have to like pick he's like my favorite. Like,
who am I?
Overall actor. He's just He's so we're Locke. He was Locke and Lost, which is like my favorite character in that, and not just because he was bald like me. But yeah, just the Stepfather. He's so freaking good.
He's
the second one's not bad either.
I love all of them. I love the third one, which is not even him, and it's super cheesy. I don't care.
I
just imagine it being Terry O'Quinn.
It was,
Are these TV movies or
no? Okay, no. The original Stepfather was theatrical, but it basically didn't do very well, and it really found like a second life on video,
like on cable all the time as well. I think
all the time.
Yeah.
And then it was the theatrical release.
Stepfather 2 had it's Meg Foster, right? Meg Foster.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brandis, thank you, is like the stepson to be, and it's all loosely based on America's Most Wanted, like its first season. Capture, like I think their first big capture was a man named John List who had murdered his whole family and gotten away with it for like 18 years. That is who the Stepfather series is basically based on. It's like it's about this guy who wants the perfect family, but of course, what family's perfect, right? So mild spoiler, although it's like the first 5 seconds of the movie, he essentially he'll get into a family. Like he tries to make them perfect, but of course they can never live up to expectations. He has to off everybody and then move on to the next family.
Move to the next.
It is chill. It's really good. Like it's really good. The guy directed it is he did Sleeping with the Enemy as well.
That movie was intense.
I love Sleeping with the Enemy. See, Sleeping with the Enemy is also another like big budget R-rated Lifetime movie. Like it has that same quality. You know what I mean?
Well, people knew what they were doing. They knew people liked this stuff.
Joseph Rubin? Like, hey. Is it Joseph Rubin?
Hang on.
Check. Am I right? Joseph Rubin?
Hang on.
Says? Come on. If only there was a technology, Peter.
I'm on it.
Why he's looking?
And I clicked the wrong one.
I think it's Joseph Rubin. I'm going to stick.
Let's see. Stepfather, 1987. Joseph Rubin.
Yes! Totally off the old brain. I have not lost it yet, kids. I have not lost it yet. It's so sad what I'm proud of. It's so sad.
You got to cling on to this.
I know. I remembered his name. Anyway.
By the way, I finally found the image when we were talking about physical media and buying books. Let's see if I can get it.
I see a white light.
There.
Peter, it's frozen. It's still.
There you go. Okay.
Well, I can't. What does it say, Peter? You have to read it to us. I can't.
It says, "Do you really need a new book?" And it says, "Yes, buy a new book." But if you say no, you must be mistaken, and the arrow still goes down to buy a new book.
Buy a new book. I got you. Yes. All right. Speaking of our list, which was mentioned about 20 minutes ago.
Someone needs to pick.
It's on the list.
I think so. Catherine, you have not gotten to pick in a while. So
for a while, yeah.
So let's let you. We are up to 1,482. Peter, is that?
No, we're not. Let's say 76.
Okay, the number is 1 through 76, and basically pick a number, and I'll tell you if we've already picked that number.
59.
I think you're good. I do not think we've picked 59.
Ooh,
good choice.
Oh, we're going to the 1990s.
Oh no, Catherine. Oh no.
and it has that lovely title that Joel kind of mentioned before, Fear.
Oh my God.
Is that it? Fear?
Fear.
That's hilarious, dude.
I think I know which one it is. And
what year?
Am I going to be mad, Peter?
Okay.
Am I going to be mad, Peter?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's,
am I going to be mad? Like, we can predict that, Joel. We can't.
It's called Fear 1990. And,
okay. I'm sure she is a wonderful person in real life, but I have to ask the question.
On DVD.
I have to ask the question.
Is Susan Lucci in it?
Is Susan Lucci in it?
No.
Okay. They could. Okay, here's the reason why. So Catherine, just give full context.
I know this one.
Yeah.
The movie that epitomizes the only type, like from movie, is a 90s movie. No, it's 87 actually, I think. Haunted by Her Past was a Lucci film we covered. Luckily, we had a version off YouTube that had all the 80s commercials in it, so I got to enjoy those. It was so painful for me to get there. She was also in a very cheesy but wonderfully absurd Wes Craven TV movie called Invitation to Hell from like 84. I love that one because it was bonkers. It was great.
It's so awesome.
But Haunted by Her Past is like my go. If I have to pick a movie, remember I said the poopy on the curve? No offense, Miss Lucci. No offense. So the running joke, actually, every time Allyson and her husband send me like a poster or something, because where he works, he'll get movie posters. They always include a Susan Lucci trading card. So I have a display case.
Don't ask me where I got them.
Trading card. Wow.
Yeah, trading card.
I have multiples.
Oh my Lord, it's hilarious. So
they're all different.
So you didn't answer my question, Peter. Is Lucci in this?
No, she's not.
Okay. There's a show called.
I mentioned this before. One actor in it.
No, do not mention. I like going into surprise. I like to be surprised.
I will tell you this. I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi right now.
Ooh, okay.
It is. Okay.
Now, this is not the one with Mark Wahlberg. This is not the one with Mark Wahlberg, right?
No, that's later 90s, and that kind of traumatized me as a teenager for like dating anyone. Like,
what was this?
That one too.
Peter, what year was this again?
1990.
Oh, okay, I like 1990. That's a good year.
I was twins.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, this is
I wasn't.
I have this on
Fear.
DVD.
Here it is, 1990. All right, so we will go around the horn, say where everybody can be found if they want to be found. Probably at this, or stay in hiding. Catherine, where can the good people find you? Find your work, find what you're up to, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, you can look up me on IMDb, which is always good.
Yes,
that'll be lots of work there. I'm on Facebook, Catherine Mary Stewart. Mostly the social media stuff is all Catherine Mary Stewart, except for Twitter or whatever it's called. But
yeah, I got
that's CMSL. Yeah, and I have a website, CatherineMaryStewart.com. Cool. And you can even email me at info@CatherineMaryStewart.com.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, you're talking about me? Okay.
Yes.
They can find me here.
Yes. Frozen.
I'm just I haven't scratched out the movies we've done, so I just did that, so I know.
Okay. Good. Yes, Peter, if you weren't in charge of this list, we'd be in deep trouble. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I know, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I would
so where can they find you, Peter?
Here.
Besides here.
Mom and Pop Video Shop, where that hosts Tearing the Tube. So that's basically, well, if they want to see this. So, but you can find me on the internet, on the Letterboxd, the Facebook, Instagram, and that's, I think, well, Snapchat, but that's just for family. So, we have a family group there, so we know where. So instead of sending,
that would not be the one to give out, Peter. That would not be the one to give out.
Yeah. Would get real weird real fast.
Yeah, real quick.
Those are the TikToks. So no, so Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd here, basically that's it.
Nice.
Allyson, where can they find you?
Well, besides here, you can listen to episodes of my old podcast, The Haunted Davenport, at thehaunteddavenport.com or most pod streaming devices like Apple Podcasts and such. Also, if you're interested in checking out my art, you can see all of that at littlewingfairyart.com or Little Wing Fairy Art on all social media. I also have a Halloween account on Instagram with my husband called Clark Memorial Gardens, where we post home haunter pics and vintage Halloween stuff. And then if you're interested in seeing my ever-growing list on Letterboxd of made-for-TV movies, you can find me as Allyson Clark or the Horror Unicorn.
Yeah. Excellent. And I could be... What's that?
The list is a good one because
it's up to 92 now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good point.
Actually, and the movie we're putting on, I haven't watched before, so I get to have 93.
Okay, another one, man. We found quite a few you've never seen. Cool.
Oh yeah, quite a bit. I should actually. I just haven't had the time to do it, but I keep meaning to do a second list of just everything that Terror on the Tube has done. Just like to have a fun comparison.
I have that all written down if you need it. I'm sure Peter.
Yeah, actually, if you want to email it to me, and then that would make it way easier because I was just going to look through the back catalog.
Oh no, that takes forever. I literally have it all in order, and we did it. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
All right, cool, excellent. So yes, I can be found here at Mom and Pop Video Shop as well. This year we're gonna start doing. Try to at least 2 live streams a month. I'm always amazed by the channels that'll do like 3 to 5 a week. I'm like, you go, buddy. You go.
Yeah. Gareth does a lot of live streams.
Yeah, Gareth. Yeah, my buddy Gareth at Video Tasties does a lot. But we show up on his from time to time when he can tolerate me. And so, what's that?
The rom-coms.
The rom-com. Yeah, the one I went into saying, I don't really like rom-coms. And in the end, I think I had more like rom-com knowledge and love than
you knew more than you.
I was in denial, Peter. Did I mention that Song Blue was like my favorite movie of the year? So, so here, Mom Pop Video Shop. Again, this year, I'm actually going to be working on some different stuff to try and do like shorter videos promoting like different physical media things and doing some different things with the channel to keep it growing. And and then I think as we record this, this will be out on like the 14th or something, right, Peter? Sometime mid-January. 14th. If you haven't had a chance yet, because I'm trying to remember the last episode we put out, had I already released the short film?
Yeah.
It was so good.
Did you watch it? Oh, thank you.
I didn't message you, but we really liked it.
So Catherine, my sons and I this last summer made a short film called The One Who Waits Below.
Oh,
and so
it's on our
YouTube channel. It's about 20 minutes long.
It's pretty effectively creepy. I thought about it for a while afterwards.
Really? Oh, that makes me happy. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So we're really proud of it. We, with like basically no budget and We
Sounds
just had a
so
lot
much
of fun.
fun.
Yeah, we had fun. We had
Not
fun.
really what you're looking for now, is it, Duchamp?
Yeah, it's like a
I
Southern
love
Gothic.
that
I call it a
line.
Southern Gothic folk tale. Like it's a, it's. I mean, the shorthand for marketing would be it's a horror movie, but it's. I guess it kind of is. It's horror adjacent, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
dark
really
fairy tale.
Southern Gothic. The more
yeah.
I partake, the more I enjoy of it. Yeah, it's
watched it multiple times.
Well, thank you, Peter. You're always so.
Well, even before you released, you sent it to me, and I watched it 3 times before you even released it. So
yeah, we got to do the premiere at our local drive-in, Catherine, which was freaking
fun.
Yeah. It only took me 50 years, but I finally got something on the big screen. I was very happy.
Doesn't matter. We did it, man.
Yeah. I know. I was very proud of it. It was very cool. I'm like getting to see my kids and my wife and the cast and everybody. It was really cool. So please check out all that good stuff, everybody's stuff, and I guess then until next time, remember, when it's late at night, you can't sleep. You might find yourself flipping through the channels. I need to change that to clicking through the channels to really make this old school. Flipping through the channels. And if you do, beware. Because you never know when you just might stumble across terror on the tube.